Hello and welcome. Today we are going to do a bookmark, a small bookmark that attaches to the top of the page in Cricut Design Space using shapes and a free image. I'm going to be using my deluxe paper for Cricut Joy, and then I'm going to back that with some cardstock and my pen and my mat and my trusty trimmer. Let's get started. I'm going to jump into Design Space and I'm going to check my version is version 8.39.58 on a Windows PC. And if I go to my Canvas tab, I can change my canvas grid. I can change from imperial to metric. And I'm going to press done, and that's brought me to new project. So I'm going to add a free shape. I'm going to go to shapes. I'm going to go to square. Then I'm going to go to the More button, which is just hidden behind here. And I'm going to make this unlock. And I'm going to make it 3.03 centimeters wide and 7.76 centimeters tall. I really dislike working with this color, so we're going to go with the gray. Next, I am going to make the lines for the cutout. So next, I'm going to build the inner shape. So we're going to go to shapes and I'm going to line. And it says basic cut here. And I'm going to adjust this to be 6.18 centimeters. And then I'm going to duplicate that, which I'm going to go to right click and duplicate, or I could have pressed Control D. And then I'm going to duplicate it again. This time I'm going to go to the More tab and rotate 90 degrees. And I'm going to make the length 1.68, I think it is. Now, I need to line this up. So, it's just going to be easier. So I need to get this into a good position. So I'm going to go to the More tab and make the X and the Y make more sense. So we're going to move this line to X14, Y10, and I'm going to do the same for this one, except I'm going to make it Y10, and then X was 14 plus the 1.68, so 15.68. Now this one here, we need to line this up, so we need to take the length and add 10. So I'm going to go to the More tab and I'm going to make this X14, which is the same as the left-hand line, and Y is going to be 10 plus 6.18. Now that will give me a perfectly formed inside edge, and now I just want to take it to the middle of this and go align, center. And that looks great. So that's the base of my bookmark. Next, we want to add the image. Now I'm going to go to Images, Free, and I'm going to search for book. You can do this with pretty much any image. I'm looking for a cut and draw image. Here we go. I've got one here that looks perfect. You can do this with any sort of image that takes your fancy. Now, what I'm going to do to make this Cricut Joy friendly is I'm going to make the height 3.3 centimeters. Maybe it was the width. The width makes more sense. Okay, so now I just want to position this, but the way I want to position it, if I go down to the Layers tab and take away the take away the cut. I just want to check once I've got it correct. First of all, I want to go to Select All, and I'm going to go Align Center Horizontally. Now I just got to choose a height that I want it and that I'm happy with. That looks like it fits in. Doesn't quite look right though, but actually we can probably move that down just a little bit to fit everything in. Now I want this overall height to be 10.78. That fits. I can go. That is perfect. Now I want to take that layer away. The drawing is going to sit in there nicely. So now I'm going to ungroup my book with the heart. I'm going to grab my basics cut square, and I'm going to go with my basic cut for the heart, and I need to combine. And now you can either unite or weld. I prefer to weld because I find that it cuts faster on the Cricut Joy. So I'm going to go with weld. And now you've got to send that to the back. I right-clicked and sent that to the back. So now I've got the pen doing the drawing. I've got this line here. And all of this needs to be selected and attached together. Now, if I want to cut this horizontally, I also need to go more, rotate 90 degrees. And then I need to detach, select all, and reattach. Now, I also want to do the sticker backing, so I need to take the main basic cut and the attached cut. So actually, I need to take the whole thing and duplicate. And then I need to flip vertical so that it's a mirror image. And this time, I don't want the drawing on this particular one. So I want to delete the drawing layer on the back of the image. I just need to find it. That one there. So I found it in the Layers tab, and it deleted it. So now this is the back, so I'm going to change the color to the yellow. Now this is the front, so I'm going to change the color to the pink so that it gives me the right color mats. And now I'm going to go ahead and press make. It's prompted me to save, so I'm going to go ahead and save. Project's been saved. I'm going to select my materials on a mat and press confirm. And now I've got 2 mats that are showing up with the image horizontally. Now I'm just checking I'm happy with what that looks like, and now I'm pressing continue. I'm going to select the appropriate cardstock setting for my cardstock. I'm going to go with heavy cardstock for my chosen cardstock. Just check whatever you've got compared to your settings. Now it's asking me to load the black pen first and load the mat into the machine. So let's just jump to the other camera and start preparing. So I need to cut off 4 centimeters of these strips, and I'll use my scraper today. It's such a small amount, so I need 4 centimeters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 centimeters from the sticker cardstock 2. I have started with the pink mat. I am going to put the pink on one end. Make sure I've laid it all correctly. I'm going to flip it around, and I'm going to pop the sticker cardstock on the other side. I'm still going to have to run this into mats according to my Cricut. It just means that I'll run them and then I can do the weeding all together. I'm just going to grab my Cricut. It did ask for the pen first, so we'll unclip my clamp, open up my pen. Actually, I need to test that my pen works. Put the lid on the top, push it all the way down, and close the clamp. And jump into Cricut Design Space and realize I haven't loaded. So let's go back and load. And go to Design Space and press go. Now the machine is drawing the book. I like how this is coming out. Now it's asking me to load my fine point blade. So we'll unclick the clamp, put the lid on my pen, put the blade back in, and go back and press go. Because I've chosen heavy cardstock as my setting, I've got the machine doing 3 passes of every time. This will hopefully make it easier to weed. Now I'm being asked to unload. And now I need to use a Smart Paper sticker cardstock. My Cricut Joy generally needs more pressure. Since I've got sticker backing to work with, I will go with the more pressure. Always do test cuts. You'll start to learn what your machine likes. Now, because I did this half, I'm just going to spin and put it back in. And press go. Now we're just going to cut this design. Machine is cutting. And all done. Now I need to press the very important done button to disconnect my Cricut Joy from Bluetooth. Now for the final part, the assembly. Put my Cricut Joy out the way. I am doing this at night today, so hopefully these shadows aren't too bad. So I'm going to put my cover on my mat. And now I will flip over and I will try and keep the cardstock as flat as possible while I peel the mat away from the cardstock. Flip it over and do the same on the other side. And I will try and remove everything all at once and then do my weeding. Hopefully it just falls apart nicely like that. Ta-da. Now, this is the Smart Sticker cardstock. We're just going to do some weeding here. Actually able to just do this all with my fingers. Remove that outer. Just try and keep it at a 45-degree angle as you go all the way around. Next, I am going to flip this over. I'm going to use the back of my mat. Bit of guidance. Flip this over and remove my sticker cardstock backing sheet. And now the next challenge I have is I need to line this all up. So let's just check that it all cut properly. And I have an inner and an outer. I do have an inner and outer. Perfect. Now, you might have some better tips and tricks to line this up. I do this. The sticker cardstock is like a bit of liquid glue. It does have that forgiving nature of being able to move it after you've cut it. And now, just check that I've lined it all up correctly. And that it's looking good. And now I'll just flip it over and use my scraper to adhere it down. And make sure that it flips open again. Perfect. And now it would work like this in a book. Isn't that pretty cool? So that's your finished product. And if you flip it over, you've got the adhesive backing, which is just giving it just that little bit more structure. So that's a pretty cool looking bookmark. And you can customize that with any image. And I will do another one from an SVG as well. And if you liked the video today, like, subscribe, and check out the next video on your screen. Happy crafting!